Sure. I don't need you anymore. Come. Hey, Aiden. Hey, Aiden. Hey, Pietra. Actually, I see Layden coming through, but I think we're the first one to come through the picture-wise. Hey, Catherine. Yes. I can see that it is a little. What did you put in your glue stick? Oh, well, you know it is a $10 fine for chewing gum in school, right? Even though that doesn't count for home. Affendale. I haven't seen John sign on yet. Hi, guys. Yep. Hi. Someone's coming to say hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
I miss you.
That's good garden. They're not here just like you're not here. They're home also watching online on the computer like you are. So let's see, I have Jonathan, I have Nicole, I have Evelyn, I have David, I have Donald, I have Layden. I have Evelyn, I have Pietra, I have Aiden, I have Dasha and Sophia. I have Natalie, I have Affendale, I have Catherine. They're going to give a couple more seconds for everyone else to finish signing on. Meanwhile, let's get out our health books and open to page number 6. Health books open to page number 6. Remember, as much as we possibly can, let's try not to distract other people because we can see, I can see you all, and I'm pretty sure that everybody else can see you all. So as we're listening, it's not going to overly distract somebody else. Hello, Miss Collide. Hi. Hi, Daniela. You going to come and join our class, Daniela? You are so cute. You're getting so big. You're soon going to be in my class in a couple years. Oh, you like smiles on that one. Having all these fun siblings coming and joining our class for a couple seconds. Okay, so can you still hear me? Shake your head, yes, if you can hear me. Okay. Let's see if I can get my earpiece working so I can hear you. How are you disconnected? You should be connected. Let's see. Dasha, what did we have good for lunch?
A sandwich.
A sandwich? Oh, cool. Okay, yep, that's not working. So I'm just going to use my computer and talk that way. We're open to page 6, and we're talking about designer bones. So let's review a little bit what we have been learning the last couple of days. And can you see my nice skeleton there? No, okay. Somehow I did it wrong again. I'm trying to share something. Can you see it now? Okay, I hit the right one now. Okay, there. Oh, let's get back to my normal one. So let me just see who's here. There we go. I see Aiden, Jocelyn, and Caitlin. See Joshua, Caitlin. Okay. I think you must be muted on your end. I cannot hear what you're saying. Pietra, can you hear me? Okay, say something back. Hi. Okay, so my microphone's working. So let's review 1, 2 here. So let's look at my skeleton that is not labeled. And let's go over some of my bones. We call this the what? Joshua. Right here. The skull. Now the very back of it or the top of it is called the cranium. So the skull is the whole face, and the very back of it's called the cranium. And then, what is this bone right here? Aiden. The clavicle, good job. And then we've also learned about this bone right here. What is this bone right here? David. Donald, you know what this bone right here is called? No, okay. Layden. Spine. The spine or the spinal column. Also, it's called the backbone. It is the bone in our back. If you were to reach behind your back and touch the middle of your back, the bone right there, that is this bone right here. And the spinal column or your backbone is made up of 33 small bones called vertebrae. And in between, God put a special cartilage in order to absorb so that our bones wouldn't grind. Remember we talked about that yesterday, the cartilage, that the bones wouldn't grind? So God also, in between each of these bones, is a hole that literally lines up to each other. And in that hole is a whole bundle of nerves called the spinal cord. And with the nerves go right through this bone. So these 6 bones protect all of your nerves so that they won't get damaged. When you damage some of those nerves, it'll damage whether you can move your hands, whether you can walk, whether you can talk, things like that. So that's one of the protections that God has given. If you look at your book, you'll see that's the vertebrae, that one individual one, and there goes the hole right in between it. Okay, and that protects our spinal cord. So then we're going to look at another bone that God gave us. Look at here. These are the ribs. Now, on the ribs, they don't show it in this picture, but your ribs connect to the front bone called the sternum. Now, right behind the sternum is your heart. Your heart is what pumps your blood all throughout your body. It also has, and your lungs are right next to it. That's how you breathe, and that's how your blood goes through your body. Well, right in front of the heart is the sternum. And I think of the sternum as if I was to close my fist, it is a really thick bone to protect your heart. Because if your heart gets damaged really, really bad, do you think you're going to still live? No. Natalie.
My mom's a nurse practitioner, so almost every day she tells me about our body.
Oh, cool. So health should be really easy for you then. Okay, so our heart, if it got really badly injured, wouldn't be able to pump our blood, and if our blood can't go through our body, we don't live. We would die. So therefore, God put a really strong bone right in front of our heart to protect it. Next to our heart is our ribs. Now, when we breathe in, breathe out. Do you think your ribs stay still all the time? No, they expand, they come back, they move a little bit, not a lot because they are bones, but that's why God also needs to give spaces in between your lungs. But the ribs also help protect our lungs. So when I think of my ribs and my ribs and my sternum, and I'm not used to working in front of a computer because my camera's off a little bit. So I think of my fingers as the ribs and right where my palms are as the sternum. The sternum's really strong. It's a really solid bone so that you protect your heart. And my ribs are on the side of it. So if you look at your sternum, if you were to identify what bone this was, this right in the middle of your chest is your sternum, with right behind it your heart. That's why when we pledge and we place our hand all the way over here, guess what? We're not placing our hand on our heart. If we place our hand all the way down on our stomach, it's not our heart. Our hand should be right in the middle, right where that sternum is. And then attached to the sternum are the ribs. And then it's wrapped all the way around and attached to your backbone in the back. So that's why it's called a rib cage. It actually looks like a cage with the sternum in the middle, and then your ribs, and then it attaches to your backbone. And in between there, God put two of our most vulnerable organs, our lungs and our heart, to protect them. If you look down here, is there a lot of protection down here? No, there isn't. This here is almost empty because God knew, yes, these organs are important, but if they got damaged, they wouldn't be as life-threatening as if the ones up top got damaged later.
It's called a rib cage, right?
Yep.
Why can't we put a bird in there?
I don't think you'd want to put a bird where your lungs are. Then you might be chirping like a bird when you breathe. So, if I look down, so the sternum protects our heart, the rib cage protects our lungs, and they connect to the backbone, and the backbone protects all of our nerves. Let's jump up to the skull. The skull is almost like a solid bone. There's parts of it together, but it's one solid bone. And underneath that, it protects our brain. Our brain's not solid. Our brain is more of a softer organ. So therefore, it's placed under the skull so that the skull can protect it. And then the skull has openings for your eyes, openings for your nose. Could you imagine if we didn't have this cartilage on our nose? That's what our nose would look like. Would we want to walk around with a nose that looked like that? No. So aren't we glad that God put the cartilage on the end of our nose so that we wouldn't have to walk around with our nose looking like that one did? Sasha.
When my mom had pneumonia, the water went in her lungs.
Yep, and that's what causes pneumonia, and then eventually it has to either get drained out or when it heals, it actually leaves, and that's what makes it better. But thankfully that she's healthy now, right? Yeah, so that happens sometimes, but that's God put our lungs underneath there, so it would be harder to get injured, like from something, if we fell on something or something stabbed in there, it'd be a little bit harder than it just being out in the open like that. Done.
I have a question.
What's your question?
I've been waiting all this time, just like after this class, can you remind me not to stay?
No, I cannot, because this is not a question that should be asked in the middle of health class right now. Okay, so our skull has 22 bones in it. Now, it doesn't exactly look like it because they all come together, almost like flat bones to come together. But there's 22 bones which shield your brain, your eyes, and your ears from injury. The bones are held together by immovable joints. Immovable joints means they can't move. Our arm, our elbow, is held together by movable joints. It can move. Our bones in our brain can't move. I can move my neck, but I can't move my skull. The only movable joint that we have on our skull is our jawbone right here. I can open and shut it. If I couldn't eat, I couldn't talk. So if you put your finger right here, like right below your ears, and then open and shut your mouth. Feel it moving? That is our only movable bone in our skull. And that allows us to talk and allows us to eat. So the front bones are called the facial bones. Why? They're on our face. The easiest way to remember where they're at. They're on our face. Our facial bones are on our face. The cranium is 8 bones that are right here that protects our brain. So the whole thing is called the skull. The 8 bones that protect the brain are called the cranium. The face bones right here are called the facial bones. So let's move on to page number 8. I kind of went through. Right. So there are 27 bones in each hand. How many bones are in our body altogether? Latest.
206.
206 bones are in our body. 27 of them is in one of our hands. And then 27 of them is in the other one of our hands. Look at our hands. 27 bones in them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But guess what? Go like this. See my hand? Oh, camera's here. 1 bone, 2 bones, 3 bones. So there's 3 bones in each of your fingers and 2 in your thumb. Only 1 and then 2. So that's 12, 14 bones just with our fingers and our thumb. There's 27 of them in each hand. 8 of them are the carpals or the wrist bones right here. So there's 8 bones right in this section of our hand. 5 long bones called the metacarpals, they're right here. And then each of your fingers, except your thumb, have 3 phalanges. They're the 3 little bones right here. Also, our toes. If you look at your toes, they're also called phalanges, but their bones are wider than the phalanges in your fingers. Okay? If my bones in my fingers were as wide as the bones in my toes, I wouldn't be able to do anything with my fingers. But if my bones in my toes were as skinny as the ones in my fingers, then I wouldn't be able to walk or keep my balance. So God made the phalanges in our toes wider so that we can walk and keep our balance, and the phalanges in our fingers skinnier so that we can pick up things and write and things like that. Catherine.
So how do monkeys walk if the hands are the same as feet?
Because God created monkeys to walk that way, and they also don't get as tall as we do. Some of them get as big or as heavy, but not all of them. A lot of the monkeys are a lot lighter than we are. So therefore, it's easier for them to walk. Oh, I muted myself. Then you wouldn't be able to hear me. So let's look at our page number 9. Page number 9 in health. So that is the one that we need to fill in. We're actually going to skip that for right now. We're going to move on to page number 10. Oh, we're going to skip 10. We're going to skip 11. Let's go to page number 12. Page number 12. Page number 10 and 11 are just like a whole bunch of lists of different foods and what nutrients they provide. So That you can read if you want to on later. So building materials for strong bones. Your bones grow as your body grows. My bones won't grow anymore. I'm done. But guess what? All of you will still hopefully grow. So your bones will grow as your body grows. Natalie.
Did you say page 12?
Page 12, yes. So your bones grow as your body grows. All bones are living tissue, thus they need good food to increase in size and strength. Bones are hard because of the large amounts of minerals they contain. Your blood carries these minerals to your bones to make them strong. Milk is especially important for building strong bones because it contains calcium and phosphorus, important materials for building or important minerals for building your bones. Milk that is fortified with vitamin D helps the body absorb calcium. Sunshine helps your skin to manufacture or make vitamin D in your body. Therefore, vitamin D is also sometimes called the sunshine vitamin. So, what should we drink to help make strong bones, Athendel?
I'm sorry, I couldn't really hear you.
Okay, then we need to check the volume on our side. But no one else is saying that we can't be heard. I can't be heard. Donald. Milk. Milk is especially important in building strong bones. Now, my favorite is chocolate milk. Milk that is fortified with vitamin D helps the body absorb what, Aiden? Calcium. Sunshine helps your skin to manufacture or to make vitamin D. Good food helps build strong bones. Good posture and exercise help build strong, straight bones. When your body is growing rapidly, you may sometimes feel awkward and clumsy because your strength and coordination have not caught up with your growth. Exercise aids bone growth and helps you to develop both strength and coordination. Any activity that makes you stronger or more flexible will help you overcome that awkward feeling and make you more comfortable. Since your bones make it possible for you to hold your body correctly, correct posture is needed for the proper growth and development of your bones. Poor posture can force the bones to grow improperly, causing round shoulders, a flattened chest, or the wrong kind of curves in the spinal column. Posture. What do others see when they look at you? Do they see you and say, oh, you're happy? Or do they look at you and say you're always sad? How do we a lot of times tell if someone's happy or they're sad? Natalie?
Their facial expressions.
Their facial expressions. If they're smiling, they normally mean that they're happy. If they're frowning, they normally mean that they're sad. Sometimes you look like you're ready to cry. Like Natalie right now looks like she's could be getting ready to cry. Our facial expressions tell a lot about us. So does our body posture. Our posture, if we're just always slumped down like this, or like this, if I was sitting there and you were talking to me and I'm just sitting there like this, or I'm sitting there like this, do you think I'm paying attention? No. Now I know most of you are paying attention. I can see all your faces pretty much. See that you're all paying attention really well. But our body posture, the way we hold our body, tells a lot about what we're doing, what we're saying. If someone goes, are you mad? But I'm sitting there like this. No, I'm not mad. Would you believe me? No, why? My posture, my body language is telling a different story. I'm saying no, my facial expression, my body posture is saying that I am mad. Posture is the way you hold your body. When you sit, when you stand, when you walk. Ever see someone that's kind of like just this and they're walking like this? Now, sometimes as you get older, that happens, but your bones get weaker. But it also sometimes can be because you're not practicing good posture when you were younger while you would walk and sit and stand. Habit. If we're having the wrong posture, we can change it. Because a lot of times we have the wrong posture because it's a habit that we form. We sit wrong and we get used to it. We sit wrong and it's uncomfortable. But a habit is something that you do without thinking. Okay? Something that you do without thinking. Sometimes we do something so much that we create a habit. For example, when I started praying this morning, every day that I would pray when we would come to school, I would thank God for getting us here safely, right? Well, this morning, I was starting to thank God for getting us here safely, and I'm the only one here. Now, yes, I should thank God that I'm here safely, but I was praying, and those words were a habit that I was used to saying. We can have good habits. There are tons of good habits. Brushing your teeth is a good habit. Reading our Bible is a good habit. Getting up and cleaning our room is a good habit. Washing our hands is a good habit. But there's also bad habits. Bad habits like disrespecting our mom. Guess what? That's a bad habit. Yelling at our parents. Not only wrong and sin, but it's a bad habit. Sometimes people do it so much that they do it without even realizing they're doing it because it causes a habit. Other people sometimes started different habits that were not good. And you know what happens when you start that habit? It forms a habit, and sometimes it's hard to stop. Not impossible, but hard. So our habits, when we have habits, when we form habits, try to form good habits. Try not to form habits that are going to cause us harm, cause us to be unhealthy, cause us to not learn, cause us to get in trouble or be in sin. Do habits that will lead you to do what is right. We are a little bit where you're at. Get some of our muscles stretched out and oxygen running through our brains again, okay? We have one more class, 3rd grade, and then you are done for today. So our next class is reading at 2 o'clock. So we're doing The Secret in the Maple Tree again.